Hello, Mr. McCall.
Morning, Eric. Good to see you.
Thank you. So, is there anything for today?
There is indeed, Eric. Plenty, actually. However, there's something a little different about the arrangements today.
What do you mean?
Well, we're to export some of our produce today to Belgium. However, given that Titmuth is very busy at the moment, we're to ship our products from Knapford today.
Wait, we can still ship from Knapford? I thought the harbor had been abandoned.
Oh no, Eric, not abandoned. That would be a stupid move. But given that the harbor, like the station, has lost its status as headquarters, it means that it doesn't see nearly as much activity as it did before the Titmuth expansion. But they still do ship there, just at a reduced capacity.
I see. Honestly quite sad when thinking about it.
I completely agree with you, Eric. Seeing such a big railway area hardly being used to its full potential is quite damning, knowing the history that it carries. But without a major purpose like headquarters to support, it's not likely that it will see activity anytime soon.
I guess you're correct. I suppose that I should just get going with the train.
That sounds like a good idea, Eric.
Such inactivity for such a large harbor. Makes you wonder why it would just be left like that.
Well, Eric, you know what Topham said. It was hard to fully expand Knapford due to its unfavorable terrain beyond the space that's already been built on. It just made more sense to move the action elsewhere, where there's more space and thereby more room for expansion.
I know. I'm not saying that Topham was wrong with his reasoning. It's just that for such an area, I feel like it deserves perhaps a little more action than what it's seeing at the moment. As a way to pay respect to the role it's played for the railway.
Well, I suppose there's still hope. As far as I know, there hasn't been any announcements of potential demolishments.
And thank God, that would be tragic.
Evening, Eric. Everything alright?
More or less.
That wasn't very convincing. Is there something wrong?
Well, I did deliveries to Knapford today.
Ah, a sad sight indeed. Such a shame. And a confusion at that. I've had several passengers ask me why we seem to have two terminus stations right after each other. I've answered what is the correct thing, to which a good 75% have asked, why not just demolish it if it's not being used? That's a dangerous thing to imply. That station is an icon for this railway. It simply wouldn't be right to demolish it. But what is there for it to be used for? There has to be something we can use it for.
Maybe use it as a way to commemorate the railway?
How?
Well, I don't know, maybe do like a museum on the side or something?
Honestly, Eric, that's not a bad idea. No, indeed. Having the station serve as a part of a museum sounds like a great idea. Question though, is there anything to display other than the station? There ain't really any locomotives to show, given that they're all still in regular use.
Maybe some other items that the railways don't use anymore. Not necessarily locomotives, just items.
Might do, if there is anything.
We should probably run it by Topham to see if there's any potential in that idea.
Yeah, that would be smart.
So we thought that the station could maybe be used in some sort of exhibition to display railway memorabilia while serving as a display piece itself.
That is a very clever idea, Eric. A museum would be an ideal solution to keep Knapford relevant.
Thank you, sir. Question is though if there is anything to display.
Don't worry, Eric. There is.
There is?
Oh yes, and it's located at Vicarstown.
Can we see it?
Oh yes, you have a farm train going there, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Then let's get going.
So, what was it that you were talking about?
Well, you see that siding just beyond the retaining wall?
Yeah?
We're to head down it.
Can we do that? I've never seen anybody go there before.
That's because nobody's had a reason to go there before. Until today.
Alright, if you say so.
What do you think?
What is this?
This, Eric, is a little secret I've kept for some years now. What you're looking at is a wreck of each and every single type of railway coach that has ever run on Sodor, both from us and the former railways. The Sodor mainland, the Wellsworth and Sudbury, even the Harwick tramway. We have everything.
May I ask why we have these sitting around here?
Well, about your idea of a museum. It's actually something I've been tinkering with for a while now. I've always wanted a museum to show the progress that the island's railways are making. Granted, we don't really have a lot to show at the moment, but I thought that the coaches would be a good start. So I've been collecting all the coaches that the island have seen in service. It was tricky to acquire some, especially the ones from the Harwick tramway, but I managed to pull it off.
I see. But why are they here? Hidden from view?
It's simply because we lacked in space, and a railway museum needs a lot of that, and for a while we've simply not had any space available. But with most of the Knapford area out of use now, the possibility is more feasible.
That sounds great, sir. So do we just transfer these to the station and call it a museum?
Hold your horses, Eric, it's not that simple. First of all, these coaches have seen better days. I'll have some experts from Crovan's Gate come down and review them to see if they're safe enough to be transported. The idea is to have them undergo a refurbishment so they're both prettier and safer. After that, we'll have them all transferred to Knapford so we can set up the whole site.
Sounds good, sir. Can I contribute in any way?
I like your spirit and enthusiasm, Eric. I'll talk to Michael to see if you can help in any way.
Thank you, sir.
What is it? We're not quite sure about the bogies on this coach. Lots of rust and leaky lubrication. That's not good. No indeed. We were going to say that it would be too risky to transport it given the state of the bogies. Which seems like a fair call. What do we do?
Why not transport it on flatbeds?
I guess that could work. No, there's some height clearances that we have to take into account. Plus I don't think we have a flatbed that's long enough. Fair point. What do we do then? Mickey, do we have some spare bogies in the warehouse? The ones for the Northwestern's current stock? I believe so. Do you want to transfer them on those? Just temporarily. We'll be repairing the original bogies anyway, so we'll just use the spares as donors. Very well. I'll go fetch them. Careful. How's it looking? Looks good to me. Right on. I think it worked. Excellent work, lads. I'll get turned around so I can take them to the works immediately. Hello, sir. Hello, Mickey. Looks like you've got some more coaches there. Oh yes, and these are to be our top priority given their significance and their state. How are they looking? Well, considering they've been transported on spare bogies, I think that says a lot. I see. Well, in that case, I'm glad to hear that they're given top priority. It's important that they're restored to tip-top shape. May I ask why, sir? Seems a bit extreme for display pieces. Well, it would be very extreme if they were to just be display pieces, but that's not the full intention. The plan is that they'll be used on excursion trains. It's a way to spark curiosity for the past, while paying homage to it. I see. Very interesting concept, sir. We'll do our best to give them the best possible treatment. Excellent. Then I won't disturb you anymore. Very well. Have a good day, sir. You too, Mickey. Well, history is still to be told. Indeed. What these will represent once it's all out. How long do you think it'll last? Not long, I fear. I think we'll soon have to let it all out. But for now, carry on as usual. Very well. I gotta say though, they do look very good. That's true at least. The restoration work is top notch. The men of Crovinsgate sure know what they're doing. Indeed, and no wonder. It was established by good people. How very true.
Wow, that looks amazing.
Too right. This is going to be a marvelous sight, both for visitors but also for engines stopping here. It's pretty to look at.
Indeed, telling the history of Sodor's railways. I imagine it will also bring some more tourists to Knapford.
That's a good point. Without it started as a terminus and headquarters, there isn't much reason for people to visit. But with this now, there certainly is.
Indeed. Anyway, where do you want these?
Just leave them there on the free siding. I'll shunt them as soon as I can.
Very well. Hello, sir.
Ah, hello Eric.
What's going on here?
Well, every museum needs a storage facility, no matter what kind of things they display. So in our case, this facility here is going to be the main storage area for the museum.
Ah, that makes sense. Is it just for coaches?
At the moment, yes. Simply because we don't have any engines that we can have as museum pieces. So for now, we'll just be catering for the coaches.
Very well. Is there anything I can do to help with it?
I love your enthusiasm, Eric. Keep it. Actually, there's a train of girders at Elsbridge that needs to be taken here. Eagle was initially to take it, but if you want to, then he can have his afternoon goods train earlier.
Very well, sir. I'll get going.
Ladies, gentlemen, and engines, today we mark history, which in this case means more than two things. We are here to witness the grand opening of the first section of the Sudrian Railway Museum. On display in this first section is coaching stock. This means every single type of coach that has ever worked on Sodor, not just the Northwestern Railway, but every single railway before. Accompanying every type of coach is a sign which talks about the history surrounding the respected coach. This is the Christmas present of the year. There's plenty to learn, and best thing, it's hard to miss your train. And in this case, Knapford is not forgotten. It has its very own section at the end of the platform, where plentiful of detail is displayed about this magnificent station. Entrance for today is free, but moving forward, tickets can be bought at the tickets office. And with that, since the next train leaves in 10 minutes, I hereby declare the Sudrian Railway Museum open! Well, Eric, what do you think?
I think it's excellent, sir. It fits beautifully with the station.
Indeed it does. And even though it's only been 2 weeks, Knapford has seen massive increase in visitors, largely due to the museum.
That's wonderful, sir. Seems like the station has been revived.
Indeed it has. And it's all thanks to you, Eric. You should know that I'm extremely proud of your dedication to keeping this station alive. I know that you've not had that much time to get to know this area, but seeing you actively search for solutions to keep the station relevant is really inspiring and heartwarming for a controller like me. I would urge you to keep that dedication.
I'll try my best, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, sir.